Greetings, children. Today we'll be talking about Chapter 3 Goodwill, Nature and Valuation. The contents of this video are meaning and characteristics of goodwill, nature and need of goodwill, factors affecting the value of goodwill, classification of goodwill, and the methods of valuing goodwill. Let's first talk about the meaning of the term goodwill. It is a very common word which you must have heard many times. Goodwill is an intangible asset which places an enterprise at an advantageous position, due to which the enterprise is able to earn higher profits without putting much extra efforts. It is so because the efforts which are made by the enterprise in the past puts it in such a situation or it in such a position where they are able to earn higher profits. For example, if the enterprise has rendered good service to its customers, then the customers will become very satisfied from the quality of the service, and it is much likely that they will come back to the enterprise to get the same services or to buy the same goods. In turn, the enterprise will have higher sales and thus higher profits. Goodwill is the present value of expected future income that is in excess of normal return on investment in tangible assets or the excess of price paid for a business as a whole over the book value or over the computed or agreed value of all tangible net assets purchased. So it can either be the reputation that the firm has, the advantageous position that the firm has, or it can also be the extra price which you pay in order to purchase an asset or to purchase the business as a whole. Goodwill is amortized over its estimated useful life. Amortization is the decrease in the value of goodwill or writing off goodwill over its useful life. Goodwill may be said to be that element arising from the reputation, connections, or other advantages possessed by a business which enables it to earn greater profits than the returns normally to be expected on capital, represented by the net tangible assets employed in the business, according to Spicer and Pegler. Moving on to the characteristics of goodwill. Now, goodwill is an intangible asset. I hope you all know the meaning of intangible. Intangible means that something which cannot be seen, something which cannot be touched. It does not have a physical existence, but it does not mean that it is a fictitious asset. It is not a fictitious asset. It is a intangible asset which does not have a physical existence. It does not have an existence separate from that of an enterprise. Thus, normally it has realizable value when business is sold. So, goodwill is always realized along with the business. So, when we sell the business, only that time the goodwill is realized. It helps in earning higher profits, as I already explained that if the customers are satisfied and if the goodwill or the reputation is high, then they will again and again come back to the enterprise for getting the same goods or the same services, thereby increasing the sales or the turnover of the enterprise and thus increasing their profits. It is an attractive force which brings in customers regularly at the place of business because it puts the business in an advantageous position. It comes into existence due to various factors such as the location of the enterprise, the advantages which they offer, the favorable contracts which the enterprise might have, the brand or the trademark or patents or the reputation in the market, etc. So because of all these factors, goodwill comes into existence. Value of goodwill is subjective as it depends upon the assessment of the valuer. So the it depends upon the valuer and his personal judgment that what would be the value of goodwill that he will decide. In context of partnership, it is the value of the share of profit which is sacrificed by the sacrificing partner in order to admit a new partner into the firm. So these were the characteristics of goodwill. Moving on to the need for valuing goodwill. Why do we need to value goodwill? Because of the reason that whenever there is any kind of change in the profit sharing ratio amongst the existing partners, goodwill is valued. Why is goodwill valued? So that the sacrificing partner can be compensated for his share of goodwill. Similarly, at the time of admission of a partner, at the time of retirement or death of a partner, at the time of sale of a partnership firm, at the time of amalgamation of firms. Amalgamation means when two or more firms, they come together and they combine to form one firm. So at the time of amalgamation, at the time of conversion of partnership firm into a company. So whenever there is any kind of change in the partnership agreement due to the change in PSR, admission, retirement, death, sale, amalgamation, etc., because of all these things, there is a need to value goodwill in order to compensate the people who are, or the partners who are sacrificing. Moving on to the factors affecting the value of goodwill, there are various factors which affect the goodwill. The first factor is efficient management. Now, if the management is efficient, if the management is experienced, capable, and competent, then the firm will have or earn higher profits as compared to other firms. Now, since the firm will earn higher profits, it will increase the value of goodwill. The next factor is favorable location. Now, if the enterprise or the business is located at a very favorable place, it will result into more customers to walk in and more customers to come to the business. Therefore, the sales will increase and thus the value of goodwill will also increase. The next factor is favorable contracts. Sometimes the firm enters into long-term contracts for sale and purchase of goods at favorable prices. Now, these long-term contracts also increase the value of goodwill because they affect the profits of the enterprise. The next factor is longer establishment of business. Now, the businesses which are established over or which have been operating over a long period of time, they tend to have a broader customer base and more sales and more profit. As a result, the businesses which have been operating for a long period of time tend to have higher value of goodwill. The next factor is advantage of patents. Normally, patents are necessary for the manufacture or production of certain type of articles. Now, a firm which possesses the necessary patents definitely will have a better value for its goodwill because the customers would feel that since they have the patent, so definitely it would be a great business and their confidence in the business increases. The next factor is access to supplies. When supplies of materials are difficult to get, when the supplies are not easily available, there will be high value of goodwill for a firm which has good arrangements for getting regular supplies. So if the supplies are easily available to the businesses, then they will have more goodwill, more value of goodwill. The next feature is quality. If a firm enjoys good reputation or the quality of its product is really good, then the customers will have confidence in the product of the firm and thus their goodwill will also be high. The next factor is market situation. If the firm is in a business where the demand for the products is really higher than the supplier, then it will lead to lower capital requirement and higher profit. So if the demand is greater than the supply, the profits are higher. It will therefore increase the value of goodwill. The next factor is risk associated with business. If the risk faced by the business are higher than the normal, then the business will earn more lesser profits and thus the value of goodwill will be lesser, because if the risks are more, then the customers will lose their confidence on the business and thus the value of goodwill will be lesser. On the contrary, if the business faces lower risks, it will have higher value of goodwill. Next factor is nature of business. If the business of a firm is of the nature where the products dealt in are of high demand although not short in supply, then obviously the profits will be higher. It will thus increase the value of goodwill. The next factor is past performance. So if the firm is earning good profits year after year, so therefore the goodwill will be greater for such firms which have been consistently good for performers in terms of the profit. Now, there are certain other factors also, such as the after sales services that are provided, the customer relations, if they are good, then good labor relations, etc. All these factors also affect the value of goodwill. If the good after sales services provided, obviously the value of goodwill will be greater. If the customer relations are good and they are efficiently maintained, then the value of goodwill will be higher. If there are good labor relations followed, then again the value of goodwill will be higher. So this was all about the factors affecting the value of goodwill. Moving on to the next topic, that is classification of goodwill. Now, goodwill is classified into two types: purchased goodwill and self-generated goodwill. Purchased goodwill is that goodwill for which the firm has paid consideration in cash or kind. As the name itself is suggesting, purchased. So, the firm has paid something in return. For example, when a business is purchased and purchase consideration is more than the value of net assets, means what the payment which you have made for purchasing a business is more than the assets that the business has, then the difference is on account of the value of the goodwill that has been purchased. The second type is self-generated goodwill. Self-generated goodwill is a goodwill which is not purchased for a consideration, but it is earned by the efforts of the management or the partners. The goodwill which is earned due to years and years of operations. It is an internally generated goodwill which arises from a number of factors, such as the factors which we just discussed, in case the enterprise has a favorable location, or if it produces good quality products, or if the management is super efficient, then all these factors, they contribute to the goodwill or the reputation or the market standing of the enterprise, and it is called as self generated goodwill. So whenever the money is paid, cash or kind is paid for acquiring any business in extra to the net assets, then that difference is referred to as purchased goodwill. But the goodwill which is self generated because of the efforts of the enterprise or the management or the partners, that goodwill is referred to as self generated goodwill. Now let's talk about the methods of valuing goodwill. There are three methods of valuing goodwill: average profit method, super profit method, and capitalization method. Average profit method is further of two types: simple average profit method and weighted average profit method. There is no further subclassification of super profit method, but capitalization method is further of two types: capitalization of average profit method and capitalization of super profit method. So all these methods are used for valuing the goodwill, for calculating the value of goodwill. The various methods and the formulas will be discussed in the next video. In this video, we have talked about the meaning of goodwill, its various characteristics, the nature, why do we need goodwill, the various factors affecting the value of goodwill, the classification of goodwill as purchased goodwill and self-generated goodwill, and the various methods of valuation of goodwill. I hope the concepts were clear to you. If you liked my video, please like it and subscribe to my channel. Hit the bell button. Thank you for listening to me so patiently and showing your love and support. Thank you.